Beautiful shot. You did it.
Yeah, went straight at it.
Great.
There we go.
Nice job.
What's up, guys? I'm Nick, and I have the privilege of playing with Trillium Rose, one of our top 100 teachers, who's gonna give me a personal lesson on a par 5, par 4, and a par 3.
All right, Nick, so just go ahead and do what you normally do. I'm gonna watch and we'll just see what happens.
See what happens?
All right,
Now-
that's gonna work.
Now I sliced, which that is exactly my shot all the time, off the tee. So what am I doing there, because it's common for a lot of amateurs, what am I doing there that's making it go right that late in the shot?
So a couple things, you're swinging left with an open face.
Okay.
So in this case, we've got a walking path that's dead where you want to be. So in the corner of your eye, you could think, I need to swing out slightly to the right of that and soften the hands up so the face kind of turns over. Do you want to hit it again, see what happens?
Yeah.
Usually, Nick, one of the most common things I see with the shot that goes to the right is with nerves, we tend to hold on a little tighter. Or, you know, when you really have a narrow fairway, have to hit it, people tend to direct it with their hands. They hold on tight. Tight usually means open.
Yep.
So give yourself a few practice swings to just check on the grip pressure so you can feel like you're swing directions to the right and the face is turning over.
Great.
Soften those arms.
Open it again. Open it again.
It's all right. It's on the right side of the fairway. We can still play it from there, and I think we just keep working on it.
Okay. You know, first tee jitters, they're a thing.
Yeah, they are.
Is there a good mental exercise that players can focus on to get out of their own head?
For sure, and you know what? I think if people haven't felt jitters, then they really haven't been playing golf.
Right?
Because it's so common.
One of the best things you can do is dial in on what you know you can do, give yourself some confidence, and just focus on that really narrow, tight focus on one thing, as opposed to inviting all these, I hope I get this right, I hope I do that, someone's watching. You know, the like wide angle lens is not great under pressure. Keep it
one narrow focus.
Narrow. Yeah, so here we are, right? This wasn't too far off. We're on a par 5, so I mean, if you hit it 170, you're still gonna give yourself a 150 shot in.
Yeah.
I don't think you need a hero shot here. I think you need just a stock.
I'd say even just a 7-iron, just get it over the tree back in the fairway.
Okay.
Nice height, nice contact.
Get that. Roll.
You'll be all right.
I hit it straight.
Yeah.
Now, ball positioning, that's something that I get asked a lot by my buddies, and I'm not a teacher, so I can't tell them right. Where's ball positioning? Where should it be on a shot like that?
So because the ball was visible, it wasn't deep rough, I like it middle.
Okay.
Ball middle gives you a chance to
get the loft that you need from the club, have it bottom out normally. If it were heavy rough, I would put it one ball back of center.
Okay.
Okay, so we are 175 out, right?
Yep.
What club would that be normally?
I carry my 175, so that's why I'm landing on a 6.
Perfect.
A 7 seems safer. With those bunkers.
Okay, great point. You could intentionally be short of the bunker with a safe shot, or you could take the 6 and put the bunkers into play.
Well, I love risk, so let's go with a 6.
So do your practice swings back here.
Okay, always just to kind of get a better sense?
For a variety of reasons. One, it just keeps the thinking away from the actual hit. You get a sense of what you're trying to do, and then you can keep it separate from the actual hit, right? Okay. Thinking here, feeling over there. The second is, if you do your practice swings, then you have to realign yourself. It just takes too much time.
Yep.
I'd rather you be ready, find your line. I mean, I see a little leaf.
Yep.
Set that face up exactly where it needs to go.
Right there.
Right? You set the face up, set your feet parallel to that, one last look, and then you pull the trigger.
Okay.
Right, and the ball's below their feet here too, so this is a good place to practice.
Feel like you're low. You kind of pick up a couple cues from the environment.
Okay.
Great shot. Curving to the right.
Hold up, ball, hold up, ball. All right, we're short of the bunker, so not terrible.
And we had a lot of wind, so I think either way it would have been right of the flag if it's a little more right, but it's still safe.
Yeah.
So let's go on up and hit it.
Let's get up and down. Now looking at this, I would imagine I'm trying to get this in the air over this bunker and roll it up.
That's right.
So I'm using 56, 60 degree.
So that's your 60.
Yeah.
So I think that's the choice here.
I used the real estate on the back. I hit that pretty thin.
It's on the green. It was a little thin.
Yeah.
Right? So there wasn't any turf interaction. But at least it went up. So I can tell you from experience, this is one of the fastest greens on the golf course.
Okay.
Gets a lot of sun and it's dry, so this thing's gonna take off like a rocket.
Okay.
And you wanna imagine the hole is about 5 or 6 feet in front of the ball. That'll be the speed that you want.
Now with this lie, do I need to worry about any of that at
Give
all?
yourself a bunch of practice swings near it so that you get the feel. Kind of find a similar situation so you can become familiar with what you're about to have. But in this case, it looks like the grass is soft. That's not going to be an issue. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so. Now that, you're right, it really took off. Not as close as I wanted it, but not terrible if I have to two-putt from there.
Not terrible speed either.
Yeah,
That could have been all the way off the green.
I missed my target, big time.
Ah, you missed your target. So that's the face.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got uphill, right to left because of the slope,
You
correct?
got it.
Okay.
You missed it on the high side. That was good.
Okay. It's gonna move left to right, downhill again.
That's right.
I do that so often.
Okay. Okay.
What was wrong with that?
So you didn't quite have enough speed,
Yeah.
and it is on a very severe slope.
Yeah.
So gravity took hold really quickly.
Yep.
So you needed a faster speed to hold the line, or you needed to aim a little bit if you wanted to
Higher
keep
up.
the speed higher up.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's do it again. You're on a big slope.
About right here.
Yep.
Okay. On a big slope.
So I like the idea of imagining the line it's going to take from beginning to end, right? The entire arc, as opposed to saying start it here or elsewhere. So you imagine it's going to kind of look something like that, and then as you kind of draw your line back, then you get your start line set.
Okay.
There you go.
Held on.
Good job on a scary putt, but you can see how many choices there are.
When you're on a really severe slope,
Yeah.
choices of aim and speed.
Yep.
So the best putters have really consistent speed no matter what the distance, if it's 3 foot, 10 feet, 20 feet. The speed, or the tempo, I should say, the tempo of their putt is the same.
That makes sense. Okay, awesome. Well, hey, let's go to the next hole.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so my thought for you is it's all about the face. So I have a little image in that I'm going to set up for you. So go ahead and tee it up.
Okay.
The face needs to be pretty square
Yep.
to your target line, or at least if it's too open, it goes to the right, too closed, it goes to the left. So if I put a finish line there,
Yeah.
and the toe of your club and the heel of your club were having a race, you've told me before that you tend to miss it to the right.
Yep.
Right? So if you were to miss it, the heel would pass the finish line first.
Okay. So that.
And exactly, you don't want that. You want the toe and the heel to basically
Be-
tie,
Yep.
right? So how are you going to have to do that? You're going to have to
Rotate my wrist
square it
square.
up with your hands and your wrists and everything. Yep. So as you're going through this little practice pre-shot composure phase, right? You're getting ready to hit it. Start thinking and feeling about how you can get that face to square up.
Now you had said try and get the club face square. Is there anything that I can do or I should feel in my practice swing?
Yeah. No, do your practice swing right now. So I'll
Okay.
give you something else.
Okay.
So okay, you have the finish line. You understand square.
Yep.
So go ahead and do a half practice swing and stop when you get to my hand. Yeah, so you could feel as though the toe is starting to
go that way.
to go this way.
Yep.
Right? So another, like if you were shaking my hand,
Yep.
this is probably too much rotation,
Okay.
but I'm doing too much so you can get the gist.
The gist. Okay, so it's gonna feel like, as I come through, I'm shaking your hand.
There you go.
All right.
I often think that this pointer finger, this one has a good, yeah, you have no callus there. Nick, this should be totally calloused up.
This pointer finger.
Because this pointer finger has a nice little role to play in feeling the face and squaring it up. Should feel as though you've got like a little bit, no, your positioning was great. I love the grip. It's just feel like that has a little action in kind of this fine tuning of
Okay.
the handle rotation. Yeah, something like
I can
that.
feel it a little bit.
Beautiful shot. You did it.
Yeah, went straight at it. There we go.
Nice job.
Let's go on,
Let's do it.
finish the hole.
So you're not on the green, but
Just short.
you're close.
Yeah. I mean,
Nice shot. So here's where I would say you want to do what you're best at.
okay.
So if you've been practicing a little hybrid chip, do that.
Okay.
If you're really good at putting off the green, because this is a pretty tight fringe,
Yeah.
putt.
Okay.
If you love your chip shot with your gap wedge, go ahead and do that. But don't hit something because you think you're supposed to.
I love that. I love that. There are no rules. It's what you're most comfortable doing.
That's right.
All right. So I'm going to use my 60. That is what I've been working on. This is what I've been practicing at the range, is a nice setup, you know, have it even with my sternum, be narrow and use my hips, not come up and not come through, but really have a fluid motion all the way through and just hit underneath the ball, engage the turf.
I like all that. What do you see the ball doing?
So I feel like if I can get it in the air, see that mark, not that sand mark, but right past that.
Okay, so you're gonna land at 2/3 and let it roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I mishit that.
Wow, you got lucky.
I got lucky.
So the 60-degree wedge, exactly like you said, you have to fly that.
Yep.
So if you have a 60 in your hand, the number one thing I want you to do is imagine where do you need to land it and what's it going to do. And then you have to have a pretty good sense of what that ball is going to do based on prior experience.
Yep.
Like not, oh, I'm just going to take it out. The 60, because it has so much loft, it's going to send the ball up. Most people don't make a big enough swing.
Yeah.
And that ends up short.
Okay.
Because making a big swing on this tight lie is scary, dangerous, and risky. So when you said 60, I just thought, oh God,
Yep.
everything could go wrong here, but it didn't.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an alternative shot that I think is safer.
Okay.
Right? So let's take a lower lofted wedge and do essentially the same swing.
So just kind of a pitching wedge.
What do you have in
That's
here?
kind of what I've got. Pitching wedge would be my really second best option.
So you go from, wait a sec, you have a,
I have a 9.
so you go from 60,
That's my pitching wedge.
you go from 44 to 60?
Yeah,
You don't have anything in between?
nothing in between.
Now this is all coming out. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So wait a sec, this is a huge spread.
Yeah.
So you really want, I would say, no more than 8 degrees between clubs.
So I want to get a 52.
Yes, for sure. Because now from 44 degrees, so what we're talking about is the degree of loft. So when we're talking about 60, we're talking about 60 degrees of loft. This is the most amount of loft that you would kind of carry in your bag. So then 44 is like this. So usually people have 2 clubs in between.
In between.
You'd have so pitch, you have a sand wedge and a gap wedge to give you some options around
So
here.
am I making it harder on myself by not having either one of those clubs?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. So you could do the same swing, but because you have only 44 degrees of loft,
Yeah.
the ball's gonna launch lower and it's gonna roll more.
So what I'm doing essentially is a bump and run. Rev and roll, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call
but
it.
the same swing you just did, I loved it. Yeah, everything was kind of minimal. You just don't need as big of a swing or as fast of a swing.
Okay, okay.
Which is less risk.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll get another ball.
Yeah.
I'll try it. Let's see.
So now we're just thinking we need to make good contact. So go ahead and make a few practice swings, no ball. And our landing zone is going to be much, much closer. So because we have a lower loft, we need a slower swing and a shorter swing.
Okay.
That's it.
Little roll.
That's it.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, so when you get within a club length, it's all about the face.
Yep.
When putting, it's all about the face anyway, but especially when you get close
Get
here.
closer.
When you're standing back here, get yourself absolutely confident with your line.
Okay.
Once you get it, then you're gonna set that club up so it's perfect.
Okay. So on this one, it's pretty
so
straight.
You, the ball, and the cup are all on one line. And what you're asking yourself is, if I aim dead in the center of the cup, would it drift to the left? Would it drift to the right?
Gotcha.
So what do you think? Back of the cup, right edge, left edge, inside right, inside left?
I'm thinking inside right.
Good.
And it's a little uphill.
So you're gonna do no practice swings on the next one.
Okay, just step up and hit it.
Because I want you to focus on that face being perfect.
Okay.
So you're gonna set up to it. Give yourself a chance to then set the face up exactly how you want it.
Just as I want it.
And then set your feet. And forget practice swings, forget anything else.
Okay.
Okay, are we good?
We are.
So one thing that's jumping out at me is you have the toe of the putter.
Yep.
On the ground. Can we settle that down so it's more like a rocking chair that's not rocking? Yeah.
So lower.
Because you're messing with the face angle when you rock it up on its toe or its heel.
Interesting. Okay. Because I find myself a better putter when I do this, but that's all wrong.
It's not wrong, but if it gets too much, it's going to start
Wiggling.
and messing with the alignment. So, all right, you feeling good?
Yeah.
All right.
And that's when I get mad. I do this, I like got my bogey. Burned it again.
Okay, so this is going to happen to
Yeah.
other people too. So even,
That's why I'm doing
let's
it.
say it's an anomaly for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's happened to me. So the hands really control the face in a big time way. So especially under the nervy ones, once you're set, if you can just relax your hands so that your grip pressure is like a 0.5 on the 1 to 10 scale, like
Okay.
barely holding on. And then from there, see if you can find another part of your torso to do the putt so it's not coming from here.
That's good to know. I always feel like it's got to be
Right?
from there.
And
I
so-
feel the tension on my forearms.
From your elbow down, I used to teach a hand surgeon, 26 muscles, ligaments, and tendons on each hand. So to me, that means just a lot of degrees of freedom, like a lot of potential to move things. So we want to take the fine tuners out. So you shake it off, kind of as if you're wearing like hockey gloves,
Yep.
like big, that you can't manipulate. So find somewhere in your abs or your lats or your shoulders, something else. There you go. So, because once the face is set, all you have to do is get it in motion, and you just don't want your hands disrupting it.
Okay.
Last putt.
All right. No practice swing. So set it up. Lower the hands.
Then use your abs. There you go. Okay.
All right.
Should we try the second one too?
Yeah. Let's do it. All right.
Same idea, right?
I'm going left to right on this one a little
Okay.
bit. Uphill.
This kind of looks like it's going to fall to the left at the end.
Oh,
to me.
really? Okay.
There's so little slope. I think if you get the speed right and you aim somewhere within the cup, you're going to be okay.
Okay.
Same idea. Set the face. Quiet hands, if not dead hands. So what's interesting is you slice your putts too.
Okay. So that is it the way that I'm swinging back, or is it because of my grip, or how I just?
It's the way you're swinging.
Yeah.
So you see the stripes on this little flag?
Yep.
So if you go ahead and set up as if you're going to putt it. Yeah, let's put the putter on right on there. Yeah. So it's okay if it arcs inside. In fact, I'd like to see it arc inside.
Like that.
Yep, and then just stay steady on the track. So kind of from inside to straight.
Just like that.
Yep, now quiet your hands down and see if you can do it with your obliques. There we go. So if you can get really confident from 10 to 12 feet and start making those every now and then, you're going to take some scores down.
Okay.
Let's go to par 4.
Let's do it. Okay.
Okay, we're on the tee. We're on a par 4. And it's a short par 4. It's 405 yards. So you don't have to hit driver here. You know, and this is where I think some people think they always have to hit driver because it's a par 4 or par 5, but
Yeah.
we could be more strategic and think, well, what shot has a higher percentage of being good
Yeah.
in the fairway, right? So you tell me.
Well, I'm looking at the hole and I don't want to go right, which is where I tend to go with my driver, right? So knowing that the walking path's right in front of me, if I line up to the left and I take my hybrid, maybe I go with my hybrid and I aim sort of right for that middle tree. And if I do get a little bit of a slice, then it'll still kind of slice back towards the middle of the fairway.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
You could also stand on the side of trouble,
Yep.
aiming away from it.
Okay.
So if it drifts to the right, it gives you also a little bit more space.
I like that. Okay.
The dreaded straight shot.
Right?
Great swing, great shot, but now you're on the left side of the fairway
Yeah.
and we're still safe and in a good spot in.
Exactly. One thing that I know a lot of people ask about is tee height. On that one, when I'm using a hybrid, where do you typically want it to be teed up at? Do you have like a golden rule for people to follow?
Yeah, you want to tee it up like it's on the first cut.
Okay.
So it's a perfect little lie, but you don't want a whole lot of space underneath. So I think getting the tee so the ball's on your finger and then it's right onto the grass, that's a good little rule of thumb. So this is a good lie.
Yeah, not bad. Just
Right.
missed the bunker. Have this tree to kind of worry about.
Okay, so let's look at this first.
Yep.
So you've got a good lie. Like you said, you've got the tree a little bit.
My first instinct is hero ball again. Use a hybrid, keep it low, and see if I can get it to roll up.
I mean, I like the idea of keeping it low, but you don't want to have to do too many things in your swing. You don't have to change too much.
Yeah.
So can you put the ball just slightly further back than when you normally would?
Yeah, but still use my hybrid.
Ball position, use the hybrid. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Okay, so I would normally hit it here, about right here.
There you go.
Get through.
It got through.
It got through. So that's actually not the preferred play, but
It's just what we were talking about, though.
if I would use my
Right?
four.
So, yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if you took your 4, the safer shot.
Should I try it?
Safer because it's lower.
Lower.
Yeah, should we try the 4?
Yeah, let's try it.
Yep, totally safe from the trees. You got some length, that was nice contact.
There we go. Slope green coming back.
Okay,
So I don't necessarily want to be long, right?
so 61, 60, 59, 58, 57, 56. So 56 to the middle.
Yep.
Let's call it 46 to the flag because the flag's up front. So
And wind coming at our
and
face.
wind coming at us. So it's at least a 50-yard shot. You have so many options of what shot you hit. What would you be inclined to do?
So because I'm starting to try to learn my 60 degree from here, that's the first club I would go towards. Now, if
So
I mishit
you
it,
need a big swing.
yeah,
I appreciate that you're trying to fly it and work on that shot, and I think it's a good shot to have under your belt.
yeah,
It's just for everybody watching this, I think it's good to have some other options because it's just so risky.
So a pitching wedge, again, because I just have those two. Obviously a 52, 56 would be a better option. But if I were to use a pitching wedge or even a 9 and just take a little bit of a 3/4 swing,
Yeah.
that's it.
I wouldn't
That's
say
the play.
3/4. I would say it's just like a big chip. You could just go from like knee height again,
Yep.
knee height to knee height. Just give it.
And let it run a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna use a pitching wedge. Now come back.
It's on. It's safe.
Ooh, we're still rolling.
So it's
Okay.
long, right?
Yeah, it's a little long.
But it's more or less what we wanted,
Exactly.
right? So sometimes I like using the term good enough. Just it's good enough
Yep.
because now you're putting.
Yep.
If you wanted to make that great, probably needs to go a little bit slower. Move the club slower so it wouldn't go as far. But I think technically you made the right choice with how you swung that. It's like just like a big chip.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you watching the slope? As we were walking, you could feel we were walking uphill,
Yep.
right? So as you walk to your ball, that's a great time to just collect data in your mind, even if it's just subtle in your mind. Okay, I'm walking uphill and I'm tipped over.
I can feel my feet.
Yep, so by the time you get here, you're not guessing. It's not like you just were spacing out and now you're suddenly analyzing. You were analyzing along the way that we're gonna have a little shelf to go down.
Yep. And so same fundamentals as last hole. I want to use more of my obliques. Really lean over, keep that club face even, just like that.
Your hips are moving.
So don't move my hips.
Again. One more time. Can you make a longer backswing? There we go.
So I should really feel it up here, you said.
Yeah, anywhere but your hands. You should feel like the swivel. This is that's where like a hanger, and the handle of the hanger is right above your neck. I'm just.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. So if you're looking at the flag, so here we are, standing straight, eyes even to the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you aimed at the cup,
Mm-hmm.
so where's the highest point of the green?
Over here.
Here.
So it's going to go right to left.
Yeah. And here's a little trick you can use.
Yeah.
The surrounding landscape's usually good tell. So you see this hill that's up here?
Yeah.
That's higher than the woods. So generally the green's gonna match that. I mean, if you had a green that were countering the surrounding landscape, it's a really expensive construction because you have to drain it differently.
Yep.
So generally just look at way off to way off and that'll give you your clue.
So I want to go about right here.
Okay, there you go. I don't think your face is at it.
It's not?
So this is where I think the spot being about
Be
a
even
foot in
closer,
front,
yeah.
so you can see it in your peripheral vision. So when you set the putter up, I'm looking at the putter,
Yeah.
but I can see it. Like this would be the
The
farthest.
ideal spot.
I would even say the farthest. I'd say probably there would be even ideal.
Okay.
Because it's right there.
Right there for me to
Right?
see.
And so then when you set the face, I think it's great to just let it sit. You know it's going to be there. And then surround yourself kind of with your setup.
Now get down that
You
hill.
went right over the spot, so that was good. Let's hope for the right speed.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Could have been good with more speed.
A little bit more speed. Now this.
So do the same thing. You're standing from back here. How's it gonna drift?
Now this one's left to right though.
I agree.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you come below the hole, of course you don't want to spend hours doing it, but if you come below the hole and look up, it gives you a much different perspective.
I'm seeing this.
Go for it.
That's where I want to aim.
Curve. All right, you got to tap in.
Boom.
Nice job.
That feels much more fluid, feels much more natural to hold my putter that way.
So you have a little more tip from the hips, a little more space from the putter to your feet. And I think it's fine if you want to tuck your elbows to your side, just to keep your armpits kind of on the connected side of things, as opposed to straight and then all willy-nilly.
All willy-nilly. Okay.
Well, that was fun, Nick.
Yeah, I
I liked
appreciate it.
watching you, and I thought we covered a couple good things of how you can square the face, and then on the green with your putting, with your alignment, just to make things work better and easier.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. Hopefully I can get out there and start making some more shots.
You
Let's
got
do
it.
it.